Hello friends, and welcome back to r/Tales from Retail. Today we have two great stories, so I'm hoping for your likes. Let's get started. The first story. Lady calls the police because she no longer likes her photos. So some background. I used to work at a fairly popular photo studio that used to be inside a large box store, but wasn't actually owned by the box store before they went out of business. The studio rarely offered full-time work outside of managers, but if you were willing to be a bouncer, then you could pick up more hours by bouncing between studios. I was a bouncer. This sometimes meant driving nearly 2 hours, passing 4 other big box stores before finally arriving at the one that I was working at on that particular day. Another thing I should add is that the photo collections could run anywhere from $7.99 to $399.99, depending on how many prints you got or if you fancied yourself a canvas piece. The higher priced collections, anything above $159.99, would buy you the copyrights to your own photos as well as the digital files on CD. Having the copyright allowed you to take your photos anywhere you liked and have more prints made. We all still here? Awesome. I was working in a studio about 40 miles from where I lived, and it was the 4th time I'd ever worked at this particular studio. I already loathed this studio. I had already dealt with a mom who chastised her deaf daughter for not smiling when I asked her to, another story for another day, and a mom and adult daughter who'd come in for maternity-style pictures, but then became pissed when I asked them when the baby was due, because no one was actually pregnant. Yeah, I'm still trying to pick my jaw up off the floor, and it's been years. But this day, the craziest of them all would make the other 2 sessions look like nothing. In comes a lady with who I assumed were her parents, or just 2 random old people who followed her around and only spoke Spanish. She'd come in to finish paying for her photos and pick them up. Now this was about 7 or 8 years ago, so I'm paraphrasing. Crazy Mom is CM, and then me as well, me. CM, hi there, I'd like to pick up my photos. Me, oh sure, your name? She gives me her name and I flip through the drawer to find her photos. It's a thick envelope, so I already know she's got one of the more expensive packages. Me, here they are. I open the envelope and carefully pull out the 20 or so prints of her little girl. Cute kid. Looks like she was an absolute ham for the camera. Someone else took these photos, not me. Me, aw, isn't she the cutest? How old is she? CM, oh my god, they turned out great. She's 4. Me, I love that age. We all flip through the photos so that Mom can examine and approve. Her and the older man and woman are all cooing over them. Me, how do they look, Mom? CM, they're perfect. Me, I love to hear it. Now, it looks like we have a remaining balance of $200. I'll need to get that before we can release them. CM, right. She pulls out her wallet and gives me $200 cash. I enter it into the computer. Money goes in the till. We have 0 balance. A happy mom, happy maybe grandparents, all is right in the world. Something in the ozone changes. CM, after looking through her pictures one more time, finding her CD of all her pictures, but she still seems to be looking for something. When I talked to the lady in the photo center, she said I needed a paper with that said I owned the copyright. Where's that? Me, a paper? CM, yeah, with the copyright. Now, I'd only worked with the company for about a month, and honestly, nobody had ever asked me this before, and no one had ever told me about needing a copyright release form. Me, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, but I can ask. I'm the only one in the studio, so I have to call my manager. I ask her about the copyright, and she lets me know that there's a PDF file on the CD that contains the release. Great, problem solved. Me. My manager let me know that there's a release actually on the CD, so when you take the CD into the photo center, it'll be right there. CM, can't you just print it out? Me, I'm sorry, I don't actually have a printer for that. This location honestly didn't have one. CM, well, I don't believe you. Me, I'm sorry? CM, I don't believe you, I want the copyright. Me, the copyright is on the CD, but unfortunately I'm unable to print it without a printer. You can probably have it printed at the photo center when you have your extra prints printed. The crazy mom is quiet for a moment. I think she's absorbing everything I've told her, and everything will be okay again. Wrong. CM, I don't like these pictures. I want my money back. Me, I'm sorry? CM, I don't want these ugly pictures. Give me a refund. She shoves the envelope of photos back at me and folds her arms. Me, ma'am, unfortunately we are unable to give refunds on photos. CM, yes you can, give me my money back. Me, I really can't, all sales are final. CM, just open the register and give me my money, the money I just gave you. Me, once the money goes in, I'm unable to get it back out. Refunds can only be processed by corporate. This was actually true. I later became a manager, and even then, I was not allowed to give refunds on photos. They never even taught me how to do it. I mean, honestly, what are we supposed to do? Sell your baby's pictures to someone else? CM, you can't give me the money I just gave you? Me? No, ma'am. CM, I want to speak with your manager. Call her again. Me. Sure thing, ma'am. I call my manager back and explain the situation. Manager equals M. M. Didn't you have her look at the pictures before she paid? Me? Yeah, and she approved them, but she wants a refund now. Do you want to speak with her? Manager. No, I don't. Just tell her to call corporate, and we don't give refunds. Me. Okay. I hang up. CM. Why didn't you let me talk to her? I'm heated at this point because she's pretty much screaming at me, and big box store customers checking out are staring. I'm shaking with anger, but I'm doing my best to continue my best customer service voice. Me. Because she didn't want to speak with you, ma'am. I'm sorry, but we're unable to give refunds at the studio level. Only corporate can. CM, if you don't give me my money, I'm calling the cops. Me, you're welcome to do that, ma'am, but there's nothing else that I can do but give you your photos. CM, I don't want those. I want a refund. She slams her hands down on the counter and I step back, pretty sure this lady's gonna hit me. Me, I'm sorry, but there's nothing else that I can do. CM, fine. I'm calling the police and I'm suing you. I'll get you fired. Honestly, why do they all say this? Why do they all think that they have the authority to get anyone fired? Oh no, a customer's unhappy, better fire the employee that they abused. At this point, she walks away from the studio and into the store while apparently calling the police on her phone. I don't know if she was just pretending to try and scare me or if dispatch just told her to stop being a lunatic because no cops ever came. I take this opportunity to get some water and call my manager to let her know what's going on. Manager, she's really calling the cops? Me, I guess. Manager, what's her problem again? Me. She liked the pictures, paid the $200 she owed for them, then asked about the release form, wanted me to print it. I told her we didn't have a printer. Manager, that studio doesn't have one? Me. No, we should probably get one after this, but after I told her we didn't have one, all of a sudden she wanted a refund and said the pictures were ugly. The manager kind of sighs. M. What a crazy bleep. Hey, while I have you on the phone, I wanted to ask you about entering our manager and training program. The studio closest to where I live, manager is quitting, and I'd like you to take her place. I'm startled. Me. Oh, absolutely, I'd love that. Manager. Great, call me back if the psycho ever comes back or the cops come. They never did. Lady never even took her pictures that she paid for. And our second story. If you're rude and refuse to pay, we have the right to refuse service, even after they're done. So I was in the shop one day, a customer was getting some keys copied. Nice and simple job. Suddenly, while I've got the machine running, some shirtless guy comes in looking really frantic. I tell him I'll be just a minute longer, then I finish the keys and send the first customer on his way. Frantic dude. Geez, you took long enough. I need you to come unlock my car. I'm already a little annoyed since it's almost closing time, but just figure he's got a kid or dog or groceries in the car and give him the benefit of the doubt. Me. No problem. Where is it? FD. A couple of miles that way. My girlfriend drove me over here. Can you follow us to it? I get some info from him, the kind of car it is, his name, number, address, in case we get separated, etc. FD. My phone's in the car, so if you call it, I won't answer. Me. Then how about your girlfriend's number? FD. Hers is in there too. Well, okay. Since it's pretty much closing time, I just go ahead and set the alarm and lock the doors as I leave. He doesn't like this and starts saying how I'm taking forever. Yeah, take a chill pill, 5 extra seconds won't kill you. I get in my truck and follow him out there. Now we get there and I grab my tools and head to the car. Surprisingly, there's nothing in there except for the keys on the seat. No kids or dogs, so now I'm just hoping it's actually their car. FD, you better not mess up my doors, this is a classic. Yeah, a classic Ford POS. I open it up in about 10 seconds and check the insurance card and yup, it's their car. I pick up the keys and go over to him, tell him it's $40, and he just looks at me dumbfounded. FD, wait, you mean I have to pay for this? Yeah. Me, yes sir, we charge a service call when we have to go out to the location. FD. Well, I'm not paying for that. You did it in 10 seconds. I could have done that myself if I'd known. Me. Well, I'm sorry, but I can't do this for free. I mean, I could have, but there was no real urgency, like a life endangered. Plus, he was rude about the whole thing. We normally would just bill someone in this situation, but we've been burned too many times, so we only do that for companies. FD. I'm not paying for that. I don't have any money. Me. Then if you think you can do it yourself, go for it. I throw his keys in the car, lock the doors, shut it behind me, and leave. I get home about 10 minutes later. Then after probably an hour, he calls back. FD. I can't get it open. Come back and open my car again. Me. I can go out again, but I'll have to charge you for 2 service calls. FD. F you, a-hole. I'm not paying you $80. Me. Then you can call out the other locksmith nearby. I'm sure he'll be happy to help. Click. I didn't tell him, but they charge $100 to unlock cars. Never heard back from him. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you liked it. We'll see you soon.